In today's business and financial news, let's discuss mortgages and the struggle to pay them. So let's say you have your mortgage and your mortgage is anywhere from 10 to 30 years. So we all like to kind of think that every month it's easy to pay the mortgage, right? The first of the month gets there, you have the money ready, you pay it, you're good for another 30 days. But if you think about it, over a period of 10 to 30 years, that's not always how it is. Sometimes you're a little bit late on the mortgage and you pay it by the grace period. Sometimes you let it slide and you miss the grace period and then you have to pay a late fee, but you still get it paid by the end of the month, so you're good for the next month. And then some months you might find yourself behind 30 or 60, maybe even 90 days. Let's keep it real. Because life happens. Life happens, and ideally you get back on board and you continue to pay your mortgage. And all's well that ends well, right? We can hope. First, let's take a moment and let's just be thankful, right? If you have a mortgage, be thankful. Even if you're behind or it's hard to pay, be thankful that you have the mortgage, you have a place to live, you have a roof over your head. This is the week of Thanksgiving. Today is Monday, November 25th, 2024. So yeah, this is our week of Thanksgiving. So let's just be thankful. I like to start with the spirit of gratitude. But let's also be realistic. And so what prompted us for this topic today was an article that came out, maybe it was earlier this month. The article is by Black Enterprise. And the name of the article caught our attention. The article is titled, "Homeowners Earning $50,000 or Less, Skipping Meals to Pay Mortgage Survey Finds." $50,000 or less. You have your mortgage, but you might be skipping a few meals in order to make sure it's paid. Do you find yourself in that situation? Have you ever been there? This article, like I said, is Black Enterprise, and this is from November 20th, 2024. It says, homeowners are taking drastic measures to keep up with mortgage payments, including skipping out on meals. Well, if they're skipping out on meals, they're probably skipping out on going to the restaurants. So you're probably cooking at home or making whatever you're having at home. So that's another industry that would be affected. If you can't really pay your mortgage or you're struggling to pay your mortgage, you probably aren't going somewhere else to eat. You're just going to eat at home. You got to make the most of being at home and paying that mortgage.
Housing is ridiculously expensive. 39% of Americans responded they had skipped a meal to pay their mortgage. Gen Z was 37%. Millennials were 44%. Gen X were 41%. Baby boomers only 20%. Wow, I just realized how bad it sounds saying only 20%. Only 1 in 5 people skipped a meal to pay their mortgage.
Let's get into the article. A new Redfin survey reveals the extreme measures some homeowners are taking to keep up with mortgage payments, including skipping meals. I guess that begs the question, what's maybe the most extreme thing that you did to make sure you made your mortgage payment? Well, I mean, legal things, okay? Let's not, don't get in the comments listing anything too crazy.
Okay, if I was you and only had $100 in my bank account and had to make at least $500 every single day, this is exactly what I would do. So the 2025 election is only 4 months away. We all know how anticipated it is, and everyone's attention is going towards this coming election. And that leaves us with a giant opportunity to come in and sell the demand. And we all have access to TikTok Shop, whether you know it or not. What you're gonna wanna do is order a couple of these political themed products, and now you're gonna create at least 3 to 4 videos every single day promoting these products. This is what I've done to make over $475,000 in revenue my first month and a little over $70,000 in profit. That's exactly what these guys started doing, and they made over $160,000 off this one product. Same with this product, they just started and they made over $65,000. This is probably the best one of them all, over 33,000 units sold, and they're selling it for around 11 bucks, so that's over $350,000. If I were you, I would pick this product and start promoting it. As you guys can see, they're giving around 23% commission, which is pretty good. You're going to be making $2.53 on every single unit you sell. If you start promoting these products, I can pretty much guarantee an extra $5,000 to $10,000 minimum straight to your pocket.
The article continues, the survey revealed that 74% of homeowners earning under $50,000 struggle to varying degrees with housing costs, and 25% have skipped meals to meet their monthly housing expenses, Fox Business reported. So is this Redfin and Fox Business? Let's keep going. Skipping meals is one of the most frequently reported sacrifices among individuals in that income bracket. Among respondents in this bracket, 43% reported dining out less frequently. So that's what we mentioned earlier. You weren't going out to the restaurants. 36% said they were cutting back on vacations or foregoing them entirely. I mean, if you're making under 50,000, you probably aren't going on any vacations. You're doing a lot of staycations. Where are you going with under $50,000? Seriously, like where are you going to vacation?
Here are some tourist places to visit in Chicago, especially if you're bowling on a budget. First up is Harold's Chicken. We originally went because Keith Lee reviewed it, and the food, the service, everything was bomb. The decor and the music in Hubbardton was definitely giving, and they had some great happy hour deals for us to try. And y'all, we was not paying all that money for the sky deck, but we did go to Willis Tower, and there's actually a fourth floor where you can go and see the views directly from there, and that was good enough for me. Next up was the Lincoln Zoo, which was completely free, cha-ching, and it was nice, so we had a great time here. And y'all know we had to slide to Millennium Park. It was completely free as well. We did see the Bean, well, kinda. One of my favorite parts was the architecture boat tour, which we actually got a Groupon for, so it was super cheap. I know that's right, say no, but last but not least, we went to Chinatown, and they had so many restaurants here that were all an affordable price, and I had the best bubble tea here.
Let's keep going. So 43% are dining out less frequently. 36% are cutting back on vacations or not going on vacations at all. And approximately 25% admitted to borrowing money from friends or family to make ends meet. So again, in our season of being thankful, at least be thankful that you have friends and family that can help you, help you through a period of time where you might need some extra money to pay your mortgage. The survey revealed that approximately 23% have resorted to selling personal belongings to cover housing payments, while just over 20% admitted to delaying or skipping medical treatments. So when it comes to selling personal belongings, on this channel we talk all about reselling as well. So if you have to sell your personal belongings, if you have to get online and start making some money, we're all about that. You can open a store on eBay, you can be on Poshmark, there's Whatnot, you can start selling on Amazon. There's a number of ways to be selling online, and that's a great way to bring in some extra income. Some people have full businesses, and that's how they support themselves and their family and their friends. So selling online is definitely a viable option when it comes to getting more money for your mortgage. And then it says the other 20% admitted to delaying or skipping medical treatments. Yeah, there's not too much of a workaround when it comes to your medical treatments. The article continues, meanwhile, the majority of consumers across all income groups have felt the strain of soaring rental and home sale prices over the last 5 years. According to Redfin data, U.S. rental costs have primarily leveled off over the past year, but remain 20% higher than pre-pandemic levels. Last month, Redfin found that the share of renter households paying less than $1,000 per month dropped to 32.1%, the lowest level ever recorded. So people that are paying less than $1,000 per month when it comes to renting. Back in the day, you could get an apartment for under $1,000. That's so long ago. That's like 20 years ago. Let us know in the comments if you are renting and you are paying less than $1,000. Let us know approximately where you are, what metro or smaller town. Under $1,000 a month for rent. Let's keep going. On the homeowner side, the cost of purchasing a home has soared, with median home prices increasing by over 40% since the pandemic. The sharp increase in home price and high borrowing costs has made home ownership unattainable for many, particularly those earning less than $50,000 annually. In June, Redfin reported that nearly 2/3 of homes for sale had remained on the market for at least 30 days without receiving an offer, reflecting the impact of high housing costs. So let's pose a question. If you're listening to this and you've had your home for sale, have you noticed that there's not a lot of interest, or it's on the market longer than you expected during this most recent period? This is saying that nearly 2/3 of homes for sale have remained on the market for at least 30 days without receiving an offer. Is that a long time, 30 days without receiving an offer? I guess it depends on where you live and maybe what you're asking. But it seems like if you have a good property and you're asking a reasonable price, you would think that you would get an offer within like 30 days, a month. I would think that's reasonable.
You got an offer when your house first went on the market, and it wasn't full price. It was within $10,000. and you couldn't get it negotiated out. And now, 4 weeks later, you're still in the market. There's an adage in real estate that says your first offer is usually your best offer. So you need to work through it and try to get it under contract. Sometimes that means meeting the buyer in the middle. The two sellers that my buyer wrote offers to, they're regretting that they did not take that offer before. Both of those houses are still on the market, and one of them is reduced lower than the price of that offer.
They have a quote from someone. It says, overall, the market is fairly stagnant. Shay Stein, a Redfin Premier agent in Las Vegas, said in a report. There are more listings hitting the market, but a lot of them aren't in good condition or they're not in a desirable neighborhood, and sellers are pricing unrealistically high. A lot of sellers are willing to let their home sit on the market until they get the price they want, and a lot of buyers aren't willing to pay sky-high prices when mortgage rates are still high. They're going to tell us about mortgage rates, but my first question are, what are current mortgage rates? The quote continues, my advice to serious sellers is to price fairly and make cosmetic repairs before listing. So another question for those of you who are selling your home right now. Did you make any cosmetic repairs or larger repairs before listing it, or did you just decide, hey, let's put it on the market and see what happens? Let us know in the comments.
These are the 3 improvements I would make to my home if I were selling within the next year. Number 1 is I would paint. Look at the difference in these photos. The trim is the same, the furniture is the same, flooring the same, fireplace, mantle the same. The only thing that is different is the paint color. These look like 2 completely different rooms. I always tell my clients to paint their entire house a very light gray or a beige. You don't want white because it can make it look super cold. My favorites are Accessible Beige and Agreeable Gray by Sherwin-Williams. Coming in at number 2 is minor bathroom updates. Keep in mind, minor is the key word here. Our goal is to not break the bank. To me, these bathrooms look completely different, but again, they did minor updates. Number 3, I would replace your white or black appliances with stainless. The number 1 thing I hear when I'm showing a house is, oh my God, honey, they have stainless appliances. Honestly, these are not that expensive. I'm not sure why people don't think about just replacing them, but as you can see in this photo, it really does modernize it and make it look super clean. And if you're not thinking of selling for a little while, keep an eye out for blowout sales, Black Friday sales. You can get package appliances at a pretty good steal.
In September, Redfin reported that home buyers now need an income of at least $76,995, essentially $77,000 per year, to afford a median starter home, which is approximately $250,000. In October, home prices were up 5.2% year over year, with the median price reaching $435,051. That's the median home price, essentially $436,000. Okay. And that is interesting. That's how the article ends. So the article doesn't provide a whole lot of hope. I guess it doesn't have to, right? They're just listing statistics from a survey. Anyways, again, this is the week of Thanksgiving, so hopefully wherever you are, whether you're with friends or family, or you're all by yourself, I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. Make sure you take time to think about all the things you're thankful for, even if you're struggling financially, even if you might be behind on your mortgage. Just be thankful that you have a roof over your head and that you have another day to figure it out, right? Just take every day at a time as needed. I think that's all for today. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.